All of you already know that I'm a big fan of AI and all the disruption it's bringing. The worlds of art, writing, speaking, and even coding are no longer the sole domains of artists, authors, speakers, or developers. In many ways, AI is already eclipsing the dedicated practitioners of each. Soon, it will eclipse them in every way. It'll be one of humanity's great spectacles to watch this transformation unfold, but not all of the changes will be easy to navigate. Crypto social media, even that of our beloved Cardano, could be especially vulnerable to AI media manipulation. Crypto social media already has gigantic problems with bot generated comments. We're now entering an era where it'll be trivial to spin up perfect crypto influencers who can produce convincing, glowing praise or damning criticism of whatever cryptocurrency you desire. Unfortunately, it won't take long before the AIs are producing more content than all the humans put together. Ready? Let's go. Today, we are going to discuss this new emerging problem with AI influencers and how it may impact crypto, ADA handle hitting a huge milestone, MinSwap introducing a new highly requested feature, and the revelation that Coty is apparently launching Djed with the minimal Djed implementation. If your first reaction when you saw this image was, I wouldn't date a single one of them, they all look like they discuss astrology unironically. Or if you're finding value in these videos each weekday, please consider delegating to the Army of Spies stake pool, ticker AOS. We are right now on the cusp of something brand new, and it's coming along with this newfound public access to AI. As a lot of sort of AI researchers have pointed out, you can hear Ben Goertzel and Andre Karpathy talk about this on various podcasts and in interviews. What the AI tools we're getting right now aren't exactly, cutting edge. It's not the stuff that researchers are necessarily super interested in, but the public access to these tools is brand new. And I think that's where we're going to see this huge explosion of AI use in a lot of different use cases, but probably maybe very problematically in social media. And we know this is going to happen because it's not even a hypothetical, it's already happening. So here's a post. This model is crushing it on Instagram. The only problem, she doesn't exist. Here's the actual Instagram account for Hey, it's Elise. I'm going to pronounce that Elise since there's an extra I. Not exactly sure what that's supposed to be, but I'm going to say Hey, it's Elise. So you could see not a gigantic following right now, only 778 followers. Not that impressive until you consider it's only been posting photos for 3 days. This account has been around for 3 days. It's made 7 posts and it already has 778 followers. Here's the Twitter profile of the guy behind that account, Danny Postma. And you can see he's not trying to hide that this is an AI Instagram account. It's actually kind of an AI experiment. He says, this model does not exist. Introducing Elise, the AI-generated influencer. A new photo of her gets posted every 15 minutes. Vote for your favorite and help decide which one she posts on Instagram each day. Here's the website where that voting happens. This model does not exist.co. And you can see it does look like it's producing an AI generated image every 15 minutes. And then people are voting and deciding which one gets posted each day. Here's a winner that got posted. You can tell this one has 2 heads. So that one is not going to get picked. And when you look at the images, you can kind of tell that these are AI generated faces and they're not exactly identical, but even not being identical, people are voting and picking pictures that look identical enough. See, I mean, some of these look pretty different. Like to me, this is a very different face than this one over here. This one, again, very different. But with just a little bit of selection, they've managed to pick a bunch of AI generated photos that look pretty similar. And I don't know exactly how he's generating these. If he had some kind of a reference picture, obviously this one not going to get picked. That does not look like the same person. And the activity and attire doesn't exactly line up with Instagram influencer, but I don't know if he had some kind of a reference picture to sort of try to create a little uniformity, a little conformity with the appearance of the face. But with just a little bit of selection, they've managed to pick pictures that are convincing enough. It's enough to convince you that this might just be one single human being in all of those photos on Instagram. Obviously, this is a disclosed experiment, and some portion of these 778 followers are surely AI enthusiasts who understand that this is an AI generated account and not an actual person. But there are also going to be some people among these followers who don't know that this is an AI generated account. And if you read the sort of profile information, it gives you some subtle hints. AI life, real vibes, fashion, tech, and self love enthusiast. Self love is pretty funny in the context of social media, especially Instagram. Let's explore the digital world together and make some unforgettable memories. So somebody could be excused for reading this, seeing the photos, and thinking this is a real person. But surely there are other people out there creating profiles just like this one who have no intention of disclosing that it's AI generated. They'll just start popping up. And you can kind of tell now that we've sort of explored how this doesn't involve perfect replication of the appearance of the face. You can kind of tell that these aren't all the same person. And that might be a red flag if you examine this very closely. But you'd be excused for looking at these photos and reading that little self description and thinking this is actually a real person. And there are definitely people out there creating profiles just like this with the intent of making money. We know that's the case because that happened long before AI. People would go on Instagram, steal a whole bunch of some pretty girl's photos, and start a brand new account under a different name, start posting those photos every single day, and pretty soon they have dudes sending them money. Seems like that's a well known and popular scam perpetrated on a bunch of different social media sites for a long time. But think about this. We also already have a huge problem in crypto with bots. If you go on any popular crypto YouTube channel, what do you see? You see exactly what we saw yesterday on this channel, a bunch of people posting about some scam cryptocurrency. Some random cryptocurrency nobody's ever heard of. They'll post 50, 100, 200 comments, and somebody who doesn't know anything about crypto could easily go on that on the page for that video and come away with the mistaken assumption that that cryptocurrency is extremely popular, surging in popularity. Surely it's going to be successful, and go out and purchase some. That's already effective. We know it's effective because they keep doing it over and over and over again. They would stop doing it if it wasn't working. And that's working just with comment bots. It's just a name and maybe some kind of a profile, random profile image, not even of a person, some little tiny PFP that's going to show up on YouTube. We get the same thing in Twitter, of course, a million bots, promoting some cryptocurrency or criticizing another cryptocurrency. On Twitter, in fact, we see it more often with legitimate cryptocurrencies. Maybe not more often, but we do see a lot of it with legitimate cryptocurrencies. Somebody sets up a whole bot network to just go through and post, things that are critical of Cardano or some other cryptocurrency, or comments promoting, their favorite cryptocurrency ecosystem that they want to promote, or even at the project level. Crypto Twitter is awash with bot comments. In fact, we'd probably all be extremely alarmed if we ever saw a true, accurate depiction of how much of crypto Twitter is actually just bot posting. And again, what we're talking about there are usually just usernames and maybe some kind of a profile pic that was pirated from somewhere else. But now we're coming into a whole new era. You could start a Twitter account and have it posting various things, maybe some system just like this, where it's posting a photo every single day. And of course, you're going to pick, a representation of a human that's aesthetically pleasing. And most of crypto, most of crypto seems to be guys. So that human being is probably going to look something like this. Probably some type of female is going to be your sort of human avatar for this AI generated account. And then you're going to use something like ChatGPT to write really insightful threads. You're going to be posting a photo every single day. Use ChatGPT to write some kind of really insightful thread. If you want to get extremely crafty, maybe every once in a while it'll record. You could have it record some kind of audio. Use a fake voice to record audio, or have ChatGPT write the script, and then it records its analysis of some current event in crypto. This type of account would probably garner quite a following on Twitter after a pretty short amount of time. Remember, this account on Instagram has 778 followers after posting just a photo a day. Looks like a little bit more than a photo a day in the first couple of days, maybe, but roughly a photo a day for 3 days. And it already has 778 followers. This is just photos. Can you imagine if this was a crypto account where crypto is vastly a bunch of dudes? In that kind of environment, if this account was also posting ChatGPT produced threads, maybe one a day, one every couple of days, maybe just a post every day, but a couple of ChatGPT threads every couple of days. If it was posting like that, this type of account might become wildly popular. But you're not going to stop there. I think the trajectory inevitably is going to follow the same kind of trajectory that the comment bot thing has. Let's say you're trying to push whatever position. You're pro Tron and you want to promote Tron by attacking Cardano. You're not just going to create one of these accounts that's pro Tron, anti Cardano. You're going to create 100. You're going to have 100 of these accounts that are going to be posting anti-Cardano, pro Tron sentiments in the form of these posts every day, longer threads every once in a while, and it's all going to be ChatGPT produced. So it wouldn't be that hard to orchestrate all this, make all this happen. And I think this is something that just one person could basically accomplish. And of course, they would be retweeting each other and commenting on each other's posts. All of a sudden, it's going to look like there's this very healthy community of beautiful influencers on Twitter who are very anti Cardano, very pro Tron. And of course, somebody in Cardano would probably, figure out what's going on. And they would create their own anti Tron, pro Cardano influencers. Also very beautiful to attract maximum number of single young crypto guys. All of a sudden, I think this kind of thing would be just like the bot comment thing. I mean, people have speculated, and of course, it was a big point in the Elon Musk acquisition of Twitter. How much of Twitter was actually bot comments? And I'm not sure if we ever got to the bottom of that, because we'd probably all be pretty alarmed if we saw those actual numbers. And in crypto Twitter, it might even be a larger number that's comment bots and not actual humans, because there's so much money on the line. I think this would follow that same trajectory. You'd have communities kind of reacting to other communities. People realize there's a whole bunch of these AI accounts that are putting out all of this basically propaganda against their own ecosystem, so they'd create their own AI accounts. I think this could follow one of those crazy trajectories where pretty soon we have a significant portion of all of the crypto social media attributable to these kinds of AI accounts. And I think it's going to be pretty hard to distinguish between the actual humans and the AI accounts. And of course, the response in crypto would be, okay, we'll just create some kind of proof of human thing, maybe some kind of zero knowledge, verification of actual human identity. So you don't have to actually KYC to use the account. But if you think about it, all the kind of measures we would arguably eventually implement to combat this invasion of AI into social media, they all get pretty burdensome. And I'm not so sure people would go through them. So you'd have some portion of social media, in order to attract the followers, those types of platforms would be unwilling to implement this kind of KYC, even if it was just zero knowledge. They didn't actually have to store the KYC information for the proof of human thing. So I think I don't know if there's an easy escape from all of this. We could say we'll create some kind of proof of human, but AI is pretty smart. I don't know how you create any kind of proof of human that isn't this kind of like race where the AI is constantly getting better and defeating the different little proof of human mechanisms we put into place. I think we're going to end up with this thing in social media where the value of consuming social media gets degraded because so much of it's being produced by AI. And some of you will argue, I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine. I don't care if a lot of social media is AI. So even if you don't think it's a degraded social media experience, you have to admit it is very different if a lot of it's being produced not by actual humans. I don't think this is anything that's going to happen overnight, but I do think social media has some very serious hurdles to surmount as far as AI goes, and especially AI influencers. And just given the way things have gone in the past with sort of automated fake social media in crypto, I think crypto might be even more vulnerable, might be even more impacted than the rest of social media by the sudden inclusion of AI. Congratulations to the ADA Handle Project for now having their handles in 50,000 unique wallets. This is a pretty big milestone. I mean, this is a testament to the size and the fervent consumption of the Cardano community. The fact that we've got 50,000 ADA handles now out there in unique wallets. I think this is just a taste of how big Cardano could get in this next market cycle. MinSwap is introducing some new functionality. They say, today we are excited to announce Yield Farming Harvest V2 multiple token harvest. One of the most requested features is to harvest tokens from multiple farms at once instead of one by one. Now you can choose to migrate in a few clicks to the Harvest V2 contract and enable it. They point out Harvest V2 is a new and optimized Plutus V2 farming contract. This is great to see some of our big dApps in Cardano already on Plutus V2. Speaking of highly anticipated things in Cardano DeFi, there was something right before New Year's that I missed, and I think a lot of other people may have missed. Thanks to Rick McCracken for pointing this out, because I think this is something that surprised a few people. He says it's important to be aware of any limitations and issues of minimal Djed. This is not something I was aware of. I knew from the previous coverage on this channel that there was a model for minimal Djed and extensive Djed. They're both described very well on page 10 of the white paper. It was Zygomeb who pointed this out back on December 30th. And you can see here he's referencing this post from AdaWell that shows right here Djed 1.1.1, minimal Djed with extended Djed not coming in until Djed 1.3. So what's the deal with minimal Djed versus extended Djed? First of all, the Djed tri-asset stablecoin system is really interesting. I talked all about it back on June 11th, 2021 on this channel in Cardano Rumor Rundown number 87. So if you want some background information on how Djed works, you can go back and watch that video, CRR number 87. But there is a difference between minimal Djed and extended Djed. So right here on page 10 of the Djed white paper, you'll see that they lay out some known minor issues of minimal Djed. These include reserve draining attack with price foresight, wholesale discount, zero equity, rigid fees, haircut for stablecoin holders, and RC bank runs. Those are reserve coin bank runs. So you have to ask the question when you see this. And then, of course, with extended Djed, before we get to that, with extended Djed, they say extended Djed is aiming to overcome those issues. And they have a whole section here on how extended Djed is aiming to overcome these issues. But you have to ask yourself when you see this, how do they know of these minor issues? Why are these known minor issues? Here's how they already knew about those issues down here on page 25 of the white paper, because minimal Djed had already been implemented by the time this white paper was published. And this is something we talked about back in June of 2021 on this channel in CRR number 87. The Sigma USD implementation on Ergo was an implementation of the Age USD protocol, which is this same, very similar triple asset stablecoin system. Minimal Djed was implemented in ErgoScript. It was deployed anonymously with the name Sigma USD by the Ergo community in early Q1 2021. So it had a fee of 1%, according to this here, and an oracle that updated the exchange rate every hour. This initial version was subject to the reserve draining attack mentioned in Section 4 by an anonymous user who owned a large number of ergs. The attack was ultimately unsuccessful, and it is estimated that the user lost approximately, I think that's 100,000. It's a little tiny print, but I think it's 100,000 USD trying to perform the attack. To further discourage such attacks, this initial deployment of Minimal Djed was replaced by a variant where the fee was set to 2% instead of 1%, and the oracle is updated every 12 minutes instead of every hour. And every oracle update is allowed to change the price by at most 0.49% unless the price difference is greater than 50%. This variant has not been attacked. And by that, of course, they mean at the time that this paper was published. So I don't want to condemn or approve of Coty's decision to go with Minimal Djed instead of Extended Djed. Why? Because this is some pretty complicated stuff. We kind of skipped over this whole section at the start with a bunch of math, a bunch of this math. I don't know what percentage of the Cardano ecosystem can read through this math and actually understand what's going on. It's not a very huge portion of the people in crypto who can even understand this kind of math. So I don't know. I don't know what led to Coty's decision to go with Minimal Djed instead of Extended Djed, but just for full transparency, so that this video doesn't hype anybody up, I won't be a Shen liquidity provider, and I probably won't be doing anything with Djed for some time. I'm going to let this baby run for quite some time before I would even park any of my money temporarily in an algorithmic stablecoin. I'll need to see this thing run for quite some time, and maybe it'll prove to be just fine. Maybe it won't, but I'm going to be pretty conservative and cautious as Djed launches. Again, I'm not trying to condemn Djed in any way, but I am a very cautious person, and I'm especially cautious with algorithmic stablecoins, given what's happened with algorithmic stablecoins in other crypto ecosystems. So here, I'll also be cautious. I'll also exercise caution with this algorithmic stablecoin. I hope you are having a great week, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.